For our second server component pattern, let's explore the integration of third-party packages. Since server components introduce a new paradigm in React, third-party packages in the ecosystem are gradually adapting, beginning to add the useClient directive to components that rely on client-only features, marking a clear distinction in their execution environment. However, it is important to note that many components from NPM packages, which traditionally leverage client-side features, haven't yet integrated this directive. The absence of useClient means that while these components function correctly in client components, they may encounter issues or might not work at all within server components. To address this, you can wrap third-party components that rely on client-only features in your own client components. Let's dive into VS Code and understand with an example. For this example, we will use the React Slick npm package, which exports a React carousel component. The carousel component uses client-side features. First, install the packages: React Slick, Slick Carousel, and the types. So npm install React Slick, Slick Carousel at types/React Slick. Next, scroll down and open the playground example. We're going to copy and paste the sample code. Copy the code from image slider.jsx to client route page.tsx, which is a client component. Start with the imports, followed by the JSX. We can remove the CSS import line and instead copy the CSS from image slider.css to globals.css. Finally, if you're having problems with place kitten, we can replace this with pixem.photos. In the browser, if you visit localhost 3000/client route, you should see a first image. In globals CSS, change the color from black to white, and you should see the two chevrons. Now all the images remain the same, but the carousel is working as expected. Back in VS Code, let's now try to integrate the carousel directly into a server component. So paste this same code into the server route page.tsx file. First the imports, and then the component code. I'm going to comment out server-side function from the previous video. If we go back to the browser and navigate to localhost 3000/server route, you'll notice an issue. This is because the slider component is using client-side features, but the library code doesn't have the useClient directive. One solution is to add the useClient directive within the server route, but then you cannot use server-only features like database calls, secret environment variables, etc. To resolve this, you must encapsulate third-party components that depend on client-only features within your own client components. Let me revert the code in server route, and instead, in the components folder, create a new file, image slider.tsx, copy and paste the same code as before, including the useClient directive at the top. In our server component, we can now simply invoke the image slider component. So we still have a server component, but now with one nested element behaving as a client component. If we head to the browser, we can see /server route. We have the carousel working as expected. Next and previous. We will see the same message from Pixem, but if you have local images to work with, you can see the different images as part of the carousel. In summary, third-party packages in the React ecosystem are in a transitional phase where numerous components from NPM packages haven't yet adopted the use client directive. Wrapping such components in our own client components will allow us to leverage the ecosystem of third party packages while adhering to the new server components model. All right, thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.